Good morning. Welcome to subramani.com. Please click on the bell icon and please subscribe to the channel. It's a pleasure having you over and listening to me and viewing me. Thank you. You're a few years away from your retirement, and what are the steps that you should take? First of all, retirement planning has to be done right from your age of 24, but at each stage you will look at it very differently. So now you're about in your 50s, maybe you're 51, 52, or 49, somewhere in your 50s, and you have decided that you will retire at 60. You're not very sure whether your employer will keep you till then, but you are hoping that you will be in your 60s. And you thought, when you used the retirement calculator some time ago, that your monthly expenses would be 50,000 on retirement. But suddenly at 49, 50, you find that your monthly expenses are already 42, 43,000, and therefore you do not think that it will be 50,000. It will be more than 50,000. It will be more like 75, 80,000, assuming the same set of expenses continue. Now expenses could change. Your children may not be around, so you may not be wanting to, you may not need to pay for their education and things like that, but there could be some other expenses which could crop up. But we are assuming that you have calculated it scientifically and your expenses are likely to be 75,000 per month. So your estimation is that is about 9 lakhs a year, and that into say 40 to be very safe is about 3.6 crores. You suddenly realize that you thought all the investments will happen when you are in your 50s, but now please wake up to the possibility that you may lose your job not at the age of 60 but at the age of 58 or at the age of 57 or at the age of 55, which means last 4-5 years you are not going to contribute. You may not get the power of compounding because you may start withdrawing at 55 instead of 62, which you had thought. You thought you will get a 2-year extension. So 7 years of a large contributing chunk is gone out of your life. Be prepared for it. I'm not saying it's going to happen to you, but I'm not saying it is not going to happen to you. It is happening already. There are banks which have called their employees and revised their salaries downwards, and people have no choice. During such bad times, if you call an employee and say, I will give you a 10 or 20% cut, it is going to create tremendous pain for him. He's going to hate you for it, but yes, it's a reality. It has happened in many companies, including banks. Fact of life. I'm not saying whether the employer is right or you are right or the government is right. Doesn't matter, but it's a fact of life that the last 7-8 years of your highest contributing period may go for a toss, and that is not a good sign. Second, have a look at your medical insurance, talk to your company, see how much of the medical insurance from the company's policy will walk with you. Don't trust what your HR says. They normally don't know what they're talking. So talk to an agent of insurance, general insurance, ask him what really works, what should be covered, and if you have taken a policy independent of what the company was giving, see what is the cost of upgrading that policy or rather increasing the amount size. You don't need too big base policy. Base policy can be something as small as 5 lakhs, and you can have a super top up which is 20-25 lakhs, which means that super top up will pay only after this 5 lakhs has been paid, and that's perfectly all right. You can even take a policy with a top up starting at 3 lakhs and say, I will not take any insurance from 0 to 3. That's also fine. You decide how it will be. But remember, when you take only a super top up starting from 3, if you have a claim of 3,30,000, you will only get 30,000 rupees. The base 3 lakhs is something which you have decided to ignore. So perfectly, be my guest, do whatever you want, but get these documentations right. Make sure that your company policy walks with you and with all the added benefits. If it's not there, you might as well give it up and try creating something on your own, right? You can take a family floater because the group insurance is not working for you, or if the group insurance works for you, use that as a supplement, or use the one which you have at home as a supplement, right? So second, mostly by this time you may not have finished your duties as a parent. You may still need money for your daughter's wedding, son's education, daughter's education, whatever. If you need those goals to be met, and if you have money already with them, even then I would suggest that you take term insurance till they finish their education. Similarly, if you are a woman and you're supporting your mother who sold off her business and now she's not doing anything and she's say 70 years of age, remember to take a policy, maybe a small one, 20-25 lakhs, and make your mother the nominee. There is no way how the mother is going to ask the son-in-law for money, right? So take care of your insurance needs. Make sure that you have adequate medical insurance walking with you when you leave the company. Take something on your own. Make sure that your children are not medically dependent on you or not dependent on you to pay the medical bills if they run into it. Cash flow problems, yes. Profitability problems, no. You can always provide the cash flow and take it back, but sometimes they may not be able to pay. They may not be capable of paying. So take care of your insurance. If you think a critical illness insurance is in place, take it. I don't have one. To me it doesn't make sense to have one, but that's my view. You please consult a very good medical insurance agent. It's a little complicated. It is not as simple as life insurance. So go consult a agent and then decide to buy. If you're going to buy on your own, please learn to read the fine script. It's not so simple as you think it is. Obviously, you should start paying off all your home loans, the most expensive ones first. But yes, pare down your debt, whatever debt first, but home mortgage debt the last. And obviously, you start with the most expensive loan, which could be your it can't be your educational loan. It has to be your personal loan which you have taken without any documentation, or something which has been given to you because of your credit card. Those are the expensive loans. So get rid of all the loans, whatever, because you don't want to fight a battle that not getting a good return is bad enough. Not getting a good return and have to pay off a huge amount here, that is even worse. So be careful about that. Get active in all your school, social circles, school circles, college circles, etc. Learn to build, go and do your shopping for a senior citizen home if you've got cousins. By the time you are 50, 55, you would have cousins who are in 75. Go and have a look at what they are doing, and do you want to live near where they live? So start doing your planning, but this is no great hurry to buy the place of your choice. I'm quite done. One other important thing is, now we are moving from the accumulation stage, as we call it. You were accumulating for money. You moved from the accumulation stage to the withdrawal stage. So then you have to worry about volatility. You have to worry about sequence of return risk, etc., etc. Sit, think, plan. Life is pretty comfortable. After you plan, implement. If you have a problem, you can always come back to your agent, to your company or anybody, and find out how things can be improved. Thank you.